Can't hear you, Manny.
Here we go. I was muted. It's a live show. Let's get it going. All right. Get Richard Die golfing. What up, Miss Trish Golf Life?
What's up, golf fam? You got it. It's been nothing but golf and chilling, and it's hot. Florida is hot.
Ooh, I hear it's a heat wave going through Texas and down y'all parts. It's a nice 72 here, so I'm not gonna complain. Big Sif Dog. What up, though?
What's good with you, man? We just went through some serious weather here, man. Power outages, trees down. We've got remnants of something that came through, man. So, and it's getting, it ain't Florida hot, but it's North Carolina hot.
Okay. I'm gonna repeat. It's 72 and 74. That's why we pay high taxes, because we have good weather.
hey, check this out though, and this is off topic just a bit, but I looked at the prices, the average prices for houses in your respective areas. California is crazy.
Let's see. I'm gonna give just a brief about. Let's see. I've been here at my house right now about 17 years, going on 18 years. I paid $280 18 years ago.
Right.
And right now I could probably get, without a fight, like $650.
Oh, no doubt.
Maybe $7.
It went up 19% from last year. I think Hawaii was the highest at 760 grand average, and I think LA was 542, and I think Florida was like 470.
Yeah, and I bet you both of your houses are much bigger than mine, even for the price. But yeah, that's just I think when you're born and raised here, you're just kind of used to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel a little worried about my children though. To enter into the market. You know what I mean? Us as a culture, we have to do what other cultures do. You're gonna have to give them money. Ain't no way. My oldest is engaged, and her husband, her fiance is an RN, and he makes good money out here. And she just got her master's in psychology, so she's an assistant professor at the university. So even with those salaries, they can maintain their lives, but they're gonna need a jump start. Even with decent jobs, they're still going to need a jump start to enter our market. You know what I mean? And we ain't going to allow them to pay rent. Yeah, they're going to pay something. Pay me back for the down payment I'm going to give you before I give somebody else some money and pay rent.
But the thing is, we laughed at the Latinos 17 years ago about living 10 to 15 in the house. And in my area, they going out here buying property cash and flipping like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah. Well, and out here in Cali, it's some rethinking being done. Like, when I was growing up 30 years ago, I had my own apartment at 17, 18, and I think the rent was like $300 for a one bedroom. Many years ago. So maybe it was feasible at some point back then. Everyone had their own place. That was everyone had their own little apartment. Everybody was doing their own thing. It's totally different now. The rents by me right now for a one bedroom starts at $2,600 for a one bedroom. 3 bedroom is almost 4 racks, like $3,600, $3,500 for a 3 bedroom, $3,100 for a 2 bedroom. So, it just doesn't make financial sense to let your family go out there and rent and give somebody else all that money. Give them corporations all that money. Help your family out if they're responsible enough to do the right thing.
I'm trying to
go broke. I'm gonna go broke helping my family if they're responsible.
I'm trying to figure out a way how I can get on welfare.
Stop it. Stop it. All right. Let's see. Howard, they at Pebble Beach. They out in not too far from me, about 2 or 3 hours away from me. I know the women's U.S. Open is coming next week to Pebble. I'm glad finally that the LPGA gets to play historic courses.
Right.
You know, they've
Good
been
luck.
playing historic courses. They're going to play Pebble Beach. They just left Barbasol out in New Jersey, or I think it's in New Jersey. And I'm glad they get to play those things. And they're going to Pebble Beach. It should be a great U.S. Open. The men has played many U.S. Opens, and the AT&T event is there. And you know, I'm pumped. Hopefully they get to Torrey Pines too, and then they get to some of the stuff that's out by you guys in North Carolina and Florida and play some of those historic courses. So well done for the LPGA. They're exciting. What else is going on? Anything in the golf world?
Well, yeah, we lost the great, rest in power to Mr. James Black. You know, we had him on the show. He's one of our,
For sure.
you know, trailblazers. When I finally met him and, you know, and was able to communicate with him, he was kind of like a golf godfather, you know what I'm saying? And he would just tell you, I mean, he just was, you know, he just wanted to give out knowledge. So just hearing of his loss, it hit hard. I want to say the what they're doing for his funeral or memorial, whichever is going to be on July 14th, but there's going to be some details out in regards to that. But we lost a great one. We lost a great one.
Beautiful.
Yeah, nobody knows
community
how
come together.
Nobody knows how valuable JB was, man. And the thing is anytime that you talk to JB, he would tell you to sit down. Like you could be walking and he's giving you information. He said, "No, sit down. You're gonna have to sit down in order for you to understand what I'm telling." It could be something about going to the store and buying milk, but you had to sit down and get that information, man. But he was a true legend, man. You know, I'm gonna miss him.
Let's give him up for sure. And I think we've done better, not as good as we could, about giving our greats flowers while they can still smell them and acknowledging them. And we'll do a little better, but at least we've done something and done more. It's a close-knit golf community. You know, our legends are moving on in age, so let's give them their flowers. While we create new legends, let's give our forefather legends the flowers they deserve. All right. Anything else before we move right along?
Nothing.
No? All right. Well, this will be our last show. We're gonna take our hiatus for the summer, get our golf games on, get our family time in, get our vacations time in, and please, everybody, just catch up on episodes. This is our 79th show, so there's 79 episodes. You can go back a couple of years and listen to some shows. Listen to the Howard Show. Coach Sam had given you a preview of what Howard was going to be a year and a half ago on this show, and see how his predictions came out. So dope that when a man has a plan and professes his plan, and then you can go back a year or two and listen and see what the results are. He's exceeded his expectations that he said on this show. How dope is that? How dope is that? How dope is that? So go back and look at some shows. Go back and listen. Listen in your car. Listen on YouTube. All right. We got something very special. More sacrifice, more great ingenuity, more opportunities for our youngsters entering into HBCUs. I remember, Trish, when we said we were going to focus on HBCU golf. People was like, huh? They got golf? Why? Nobody wants to listen to that. Nobody. Now everybody's talking about HBCU golf. I don't know how that happened. We was on it first. And not that we were talking about it on a podcast when no one thought to care. A lot of programs was just getting started up due to financial worries and cutbacks. We were fresh off the pandemic. And, you know, I still believe there's 3 pillars. We'll start that probably next year. I think there's 3 pillars for us doing well in the golf space. First tee and programs like that to funnel as many kids as possible into golf, just the beginning stages to see if they even like it or see if their parents take a liking to it. Then we have the scholarship aspect, a second tier where we can get our kids good education and they can play golf. And then there's the third one where we try to pull resources and support to get our exceptional kids to the next level. You know what I mean? We can't have one conversation about all three pillars of what we need to do. I can't have a conversation about our exceptional young people that's on a higher elite level and talk the same about our first tee people that's just getting introduced. They need different resources, they need different coaching, they need different teachings, but they're all three to me is important, you know. So yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So
Before we move forward, so I was talking to Mike Cooper, and he was telling me about they've got a real big initiative that's kind of going to be piloted for the HBCU golf base. They got a couple of schools that they that were selected to be piloted for this initiative, and so it's going to be a real big focus on the HBCUs. It's going to be about 5 of them, I believe.
that's nice.
It's out of the what is it, make off grade or make off your thing, that whole initiative or whichever. So it's out of that. It's coming out in the middle of August.
Okay.
So look out for that information and that good news coming out. But I mean, they're listening, they hear it. We need to, they need feet on the ground at the HBCU schools. So they said, hey, let's do it. And they have a lot of sponsors out there that's supporting the make off your thing. So why not roll it into helping the HBCUs as well?
That's smart.
But we gotta put it out there, show them what we can do with it, and see where we can go from there. So it's really great news to hear.
That's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
Because they can garner their corporate support and funnel some more corporate support into HBCU golf, and then hopefully some of our ADs and our HBCU presidents will think how important golf is, and be welcoming to the support, and be welcoming to how important it is for our kids to be in this space. We can't do another 10 or 15, 20 years of not thinking golf is an important economic space. We can't do that to ourselves. We can't do that. We can't keep doing that to ourselves. We can't keep being on the late freight. We can't be, after all the positions have been garnered, after all the spaces have been cornered by other people, then we want to enter the space late and act like we was disenfranchised when we had the opportunity to join in. Let's join in. We can join in now. Enough of that. We can join in now. And 20 years, 30, 40 years from now, when I'm probably gone, it will be flourishing. And some of our people that's not even born yet will be like, thank God they set a path. Thank God they set a trench. Thank God I'm not starting from the beginning 30 years from now when they could have started now. So let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Big Siff.
Hey, Manny, I just wanted to say happy heavenly birthday to your mom.
Oh, yeah, today's her birthday. Today is her birthday. Yeah, she passed in 2019, and something popped up on my Facebook. You know how stuff pops up on your Facebook feed and stuff? And it was, that was years ago, too. It was a wedding, my wedding day, and with all my homeboys around my mom, and it just popped up on the screen. So I thought that was a good birthday picture. Usually I don't do too much. I'm not a big publicly thing person when it comes to family, but I thought that was such a great picture. And all those cats, we grew up since the 4th and 5th grade. I mean, I've known all those cats in that picture over 40 years. Wow. So I just thought, and we're still close to this day and talk to this day. So I just thought that was a good picture and put that on there.
Beautiful. Well, your mother shares a birthday with Kenneth Duncan, CEO of Renegade Golf. So we wish him a happy birthday as well.
Nice.
He turned big 30.
Man, the big 30. He's still a baby. Lordy, he turned a
big 30. But he's bossing. He's out here bossing.
I'm glad. We need the youth to do that, man. We need the youth, and we need their ideas and their ingenuity. And, at 30, he could probably be my son. And that money that his parents spent probably sending him to school is paying off because he's going to be a leader, and he's going to be a leader in the community. And that's what we need. That's what we need. We need that. Thank God. Shout out. Happy birthday, brother. What else is going on?
I attended my first USGA junior golf qualifying on a couple of days ago, man. That was
Okay, how
it.
was
It
it?
was it was good, man. It was you know, you got 80 cats. You know, Robert Hutchinson brought Jamal down and he played, but it wasn't but two blacks, man.
Ooh, out of 80.
Out of 80, man, and you know, he was a top five. So,
Oh,
you know, the two blacks that were in it, man, were pretty good. But it was a good experience for me to just to see how that stuff works.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Beautiful, beautiful. Did you get to talk to people and follow them around and just
Oh yeah,
seeing the landscape and you know what our
yeah,
juniors are up against?
oh,
80
no doubt.
people, shit, 78 times plus two, huh? 78 plus two. That's all right. That's how it is. I don't think it's the numbers. I just don't think it's the. I don't think the numbers tell us that we need to be more active in getting our people into golf at some point. You know what I mean? But the two that's there, we just support them and hope they do great.
But you
Support
know
the
the thing,
parents.
and I'll finish with this. But you know the thing is when you have kids who, you know, kids that look like us who show up at these tournaments and it's stop but two of them out of you know, out of 100 every week. It's almost like now I understand, which I've always had, but I understand what Tiger was dealing with every single week. You have to. I had the movie, The Temptations, the Five Heartbeats. I got to fight every day to prove my love.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
it started when he was a junior.
right.
It just started. I mean, he didn't get a break. People want to say this and that. He did not get a break from when he was probably 8 until he was 38. He didn't get a break. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's tough. It's tough to put those weights on people's shoulders, but you know, they carry it with grace, they carry it with strength. And again, we talk about our junior golf space, but let's just give a hand and some applause to our juniors that's fighting the good fight. You know what I
No doubt.
mean? That's fighting the good fight.
Mm.
All right. Now to some
Right.
more extraordinary news, extraordinary events, extraordinary good works that's going to propel more of our young people. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. Trish, I'm going to let you introduce and start off the discussion, and we're going to bring our people in.
Right. So this evening, joining us, we have individuals from the Charlie Sifford Scholars Foundation. They just awarded some youth individuals some scholarships on June 12th. And so we want to bring them on, talk about it, and just, talk about how that benefits and, and what we're, planning on doing, how we're going to do for these kids. It was a great thing, and we want to hear about it.
All right. We're going to bring them back in like 10 seconds. We'll just do a quick, brief break. Subscribe, like, see what's going on, and we'll be right back with our guest, and we'll continue the show.
Since I blew up, everybody telling me that I'm the man. Same people gave me the finger, they reaching out for me to give a hand. In a different city and my pills came, cause this tour don't happen, I feel pain. And the girl with me say she down for life, but she don't even know what's my real name. Just try to get what she came for. And ain't nothing I got safe though, cause when the money go wild, everybody get a piece, but it's looking like I ain't on payroll. Got a big house made out of Play-Doh, and a plastic crown for my halo. But still a long way from my tank low, cause my Tesla charged for them bank rolls. And I'm grinding, money on my mind, and I'm headed to the top. I won't stop until I find it. Write my name in diamonds, but all these lights are blinding. I wonder, is it worth it? Feel like I'm losing my mind. Yeah, remind me.
Don't be afraid of the dark.
Joe,
Be careful with stars.
What's up, golf fam? How are y'all doing?
All right. We got him here. There we go. He's turning around again. Welcome. Trish started off. Let's introduce and let's get right to it.
All right. We got Julia Sifford, granddaughter of the great Charlie Sifford. We have Charlie Sifford Jr., the son of great Charlie Sifford. And we have Russ Crockett joining us. And he, look, I got his title. And look, I'm gonna let him just describe all the roles that he does, because he has several different hats. So we're just so glad to have y'all guys on this evening. Welcome to the podcast.
Let's go.
Good to be here.
Thank you. Thank you.
What up, Marty? So you guys started off. Who wants to, or Trish, direct them into? Let's start with the creation of the scholarship program.
Yeah, we had y'all on, but go ahead, and for those that weren't viewing or don't know, tell us about the Charle Sifford Scholarship, how it came about, and tell us about the award. Russ, you can start.
Okay. All right, I'll start. Good evening, everybody, and congratulations on your 79th show. I heard that earlier, so that's good news. And but the way the scholarship started, as we were working on the centennial activities last year, we were approached by we've got a co-sponsor in managing the estate for Dr. Sifford. That's the agency called WME. And WME has relationships with all kinds of folks, the PGA Tour, and they have a relationship with Cobbs Creek. They will help Cobbs Creek with their renovation and all of that. And so ultimately, between the PGA Tour and the Travelers Championship, which is the first tournament Dr. Sifford won in '67, they basically got together and said, we would like to work with the estate and establish a scholarship fund. So one thing led to another. We put together a bunch of agreements, and we didn't know before we got up there what they were ultimately gonna do in terms of total dollars raised. But the first annual Charle Sifford golf tournament associated with the Travelers Championship last year raised $100,000 for scholarships.
Wow.
And
Let's get that up too. Wow.
Yeah, the relationship they sort of insisted upon, which actually worked out great for us, is Cobbs Creek, who is established foundation, be the fiscal sponsor. So the money, basically goes in the fund, and we as the committee direct the funds to ultimately to students. So we got all of that done, and the beginning of this year we focused on actually setting up the committee. We've got 4 committee members on here, including Trisha, the Sifford family, and myself, and then there's a couple of others that are folks that are from our community, different age groups, that are interested in education. And we set up a real formal, professional looking portal for the students to apply to. And in the end, we got about 80 applicants.
Wow.
We had, of that 80, we had about 35 to choose from, and we selected 7 as a committee. And that just happened about a month ago. Well, actually, what's this? This is maybe a couple weeks ago, I should say. And real excited about the group. Students that are going to 7 HBCUs, just real quick, kind of high level on the kids. There are a couple valedictorians in the class. The average GPA was about 3.5. The average ACT was about 25. The couple golfers in the group. There's a young man that's going to Florida A&M who's a golfer. Happened to write a tribute eulogy to Dr. Sifford when he was 10 years old.
Wow.
And so we were, happy about selecting him. We've got a young lady who plays golf at Savannah State. We've got a fashionista who is,
nice.
she's, she's an entrepreneur. She's, we got several activists. I mean, people are really involved in their communities. So it's a really, really strong group of kids. And, you know, our criteria was, one, the academic side of things, two, the leadership side of things, but of course the need, right? We wanted to make sure that the kids that we focused on, you know, had that component as well. So really, really happy, you know, about how this thing came about and ultimately what we've been able to do. And I think our partners, Travelers, Cobbs Creek, have all been super supportive and also ecstatic like we were. So I'll stop there, let Charles and Julia add to what I said.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Awesome. 80 kids. That is a lot.
That's a lot.
You guys are, even you, Trish, was privy to see and read the applications from the 80 kids. So there is a huge need, I see, for the scholarships you guys provided them. And that need would have gone unmet without all three or all four of you guys' great work. Just elaborate a little bit more on what studies are they going to be doing at the HBCUs, and what did the scholarship provide for them?
Well, there are quite a few. There's a variety of educational goals that these kids had. Doctors, attorneys,
Wow.
You know, physical therapists. You know, it was just a complete, you know, different type kids that I thought would be applying for the scholarships. You know, I was thinking that when we started this, I was thinking that it was going to be.
Cuz got that cricket phone.
I keep cutting out.
Yeah, he has no bars. He has no bars. Oh, there we go.
No. Okay. All right. Yeah. You know, I was thinking there's going to be, you know, more athletic minded kids. You know, just thinking nothing about just playing golf, football, basketball, and things like that. I was surprised by the number of kids I had this high standards as far as, you know, their majors.
Wow.
Nice.
You know, I was looking at some of the grade point averages and what the kids were doing.
Yeah.
And I personally don't think if I had applied, I probably I wouldn't even been able to vote for my own self. But you know, the kids were great. And like I said, I don't think I would have qualified for the scholarship myself. But you know, it was just amazing. You know, the educational level that these kids had, the social values that they had, and working with the neighborhood and helping out others. You know, at such a young age, it was just amazing. And I was just, you know, it was a difficult decision to make. You know, because all of them are well qualified. You know, to narrow down to 7 individuals. But you know, we had to cut the line off somewhere. So you know, we tried to pick the 7 best, and you know, there was more of them that was really deserving, but we just had a limit on what we could do.
Yeah.
Got it. Beautiful. Sif.
Okay.
Hey, that internet connection in Cleveland is about like them Cleveland Cavaliers. You and Julia owe me money. I bet on them suckers, man, and they didn't come through. So I'm glad we faced.
I told you about betting on Cleveland sports.
Oh, Lord have mercy, man. But it's crazy.
Well, at least our owner didn't sell half the team.
That's all right, but he's still majority owner. He's still majority, but yeah, hey, but the thing is the centennial year was electric.
It was.
I was able
Really
to
was.
take part of it in Ohio. You guys were here in Charlotte. They rolled out the red carpet. The name Dr. Charlie Sifford, PGA Hall of Famer, was echoed in every corner. I play in a lot of celebrity events, and when I state my name, they've already made the connection. So I guess my question to the entire panel, more so you, Julia, since you're over the foundation, how do we keep this fire going? Because what we don't want to do is we don't want to lose any momentum, and we want to make sure that we keep the name as exalted as possible and moving into the next generation, next century.
I would have to say just keeping his legacy alive by just showing what he has done, what he came from, what type of values he had, and just exposing the kids to the game of golf, starting at an early age. And you don't necessarily have to just talk about golf per se. He had different things that he was involved in. He enjoyed music. He enjoyed being financially stable. So
That's right.
just doing things like that, showing them that there's other things that you can get involved with, and you may not necessarily play golf, but you can be in the golf atmosphere. So just showing them the different aspects of golf itself. Last year when I was around the Centennial and got to see a lot of different parts of golf that I wasn't exposed to previously, I really enjoy being in the golf atmosphere. I wish I would have had a different a career path, and I would have been on doing something else, but it's okay. Now just I'm like an advocate for my grandfather. People are surprised that I really don't play golf, but I tell them I don't have to play golf, even though it's in my
DNA.
Yeah,
family
and it's never too late.
history, DNA. Yeah. But it's different aspects of golf. So, and then I could be an advocate. But I think one of the main things to do is just get out there and be vocal, and just show his face, show what type of person he was, the relationship he had with Jackie Robinson, Joe Louis, and just show him the type of characteristics that he has. So I think putting that out there will allow them to be able to relate to him as well.
But Julia, the thing is myself and your dad and Russ, we're in the second half. I'm in the third quarter. Now your dad is he venturing over into the fourth quarter, and Russ is too. So the thing is you're gonna be the one, and your son are gonna be the one who have to carry the torch. Does your son understand the significance of his great grandfather? And I know and I hate to put pressure on anyone or a weight on someone, but you Julia, and your son, you're gonna have to carry that weight. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I am. And he understands, it's a little bit different. When I was growing up, like I knew my grandfather played golf, but I didn't really know the significance of him in the golf world. Now Gregory, he's 11. He knows the significance. He sees what he has done. He sees how the golf game has evolved. So he understands, and we're ready. We're ready.
Beautiful.
Good.
Beautiful. Let's give that up too. It's just great that what has transpired from the Centennial and turning that into funneling money into our youth. And I love all the different majors and different sects of learning that this scholarship is helping people to do. Because sooner or later, even although whether it's PT, whether it's being a medical doctor, we're still bringing our culture into the golf space somehow. As they become a worldwide doctor, they'll be like, it's because of Charlie Sifford in golf that I got to this place in my life. 20 years from now? Let me reach back and help some more youth golfers or help the HBCU, you know. So it's just a 360, it's a circle. And that's how far spanning and reaching golf in the golf life and being in the golf space can be. So just many applause to all four of you guys that's been working hard to get our young people this piece of money so they can go ahead and enjoy that education a little more freely than they would if they didn't have the help. Trish.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask, so having the scholarship in the name of grandfather, father, how did it make you feel to be able to issue out these scholarships to these 7 young individuals? Like, what was that feeling?
It made me feel good knowing that these young kids could further their education with the help of my father. And he, knowing about a little about his history, where he came from. He didn't finish high school, but he fell in love with something and showed that if you work hard at a certain subject, his happened to be golf. He didn't worry about the educational part. But if you work hard at what you love and believe in, you succeed at what you're doing. And he's proven that. He started caddying when he was 10 years old, and he learned the game by just observing what other people did. And by the time he was 14, he was the best player of the caddies at the golf course he worked at. And eventually he moved to Philadelphia, where he aspired to become a pro. And he just had that determined to let anything or anyone stop him from succeeding. And that's one thing we need to get through to these kids. There's going to be obstacles thrown your way. The most important thing is not to let these obstacles deter you from reaching your goal. You take a step back, you just take 2 or 3 steps forward. Eventually you're going to reach where you want to go.
Beautiful, beautiful. I got something for Russ. I know it's hard work and garnering money and talk a little bit about the sponsors and how they've helped you and how easily they've been working with you, because they're very important also.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. And listen, shout out to Charles Jr. because, having him as the face of this, is a wonderful thing, right? He's kind of a preacher too. He gets on the mic, man. And when he gets on the mic, he's good at it. We was just up in Hartford just a couple weeks ago, last week, and they put the mic in his face. Boom, he nails it, right? And that's been consistent throughout this whole thing. So when it comes to help with the sponsors, he's been very helpful in that regard, and so has Julia.
Beautiful.
What I would say to you is, there's a certain group of folks that are really committed to this, right? The folks at Cobbs Creek, where when Charlie left Charlotte and he landed there, you can go to their site, man. They got more pictures than almost as we got on Instagram. All right.
Wow.
Travelers in the Genesis, the 2 tournaments that he's won, basically they have committed time, talent, resources to, helping to build this thing out. We've established a relationship with the USGA here recently, and they are very serious about taking the memorabilia that we have and preserving it, loaning it out, assisting us with, all of that. And they have a very specific expertise in that regard that, you know, it doesn't exist, you know, and in some circles it does, but, you know, you basically got to go to the Smithsonian to get that level, that quality of
Definitely.
So being able to preserve that sort of memorabilia is important. And then, you know, finally, we're going to continue to try to work with key individuals that have expertise in helping us to grow our charitable activities.
Okay.
And you know, WME, you know, after the centennial happened, you know, I expected things to sort of, you know, slow down, but, you know, we've been having, you know, meetings every week and different activities that, you know, that come forward to them. You know, we still got irons in the fire for films, you know, documentary, animation, feature film, play. All of that stuff is, you know, the writer's strike isn't helping situation. That makes it a little tough. But all of that said, you know, there's a number of folks that are committed to helping us to keep this thing going, and we're gonna keep it going.
Love it, love it, love it. Shout out to all the different hands and information and work that keeps this thing going and keeping it professional. And you guys are doing a fantastic job. Trish.
Yeah. So I want to bring it back to Julia. I wanted her to be able to speak on how did it make her feel? How did she feel when they were able to award those scholarships out to those young individuals pursuing their careers and dreams in school?
It makes me feel happy because just growing up with my grandfather, like I said, I knew that he played golf, but I just really didn't understand how he really played a part in the history of golf the way he has. And for them, the kids to write about him and want to, you know, carry on his name and go into golf, and, you know, just to see how many people are excited about my grandfather is, you know, sometimes it's just breathtaking because, like I said, he was just a granddad to me, you know, and he just happened to play golf. That's how I looked at it. But, you know, now, you know, I see what he has done, and, you know, I appreciate it. And, you know, it makes me happy that these kids that, you know, applied, like Russ said and my father said, they were a strong group of kids. And all the things that they were involved in. I mean, I graduated from high school some few years ago. I'm not going to say how long, but I don't remember doing all that type of stuff while I was in high school. And for them to be able to do all that stuff and the work and to be student athletes and, you know, just to carry my, you know, father's name on, it just is exciting to see. And I can't wait to see what next year brings as far as those that are going to apply. I know we're going to have a tough field to pick from, but, you know, I'm excited to see what it brings.
Beautiful. Let's give a clap to all the applicants that applied, all 80. You know, it's tough out there, but, you know, it's giving us a window into our future, and it's bright, and our kids are very, very amazing, smart, and multifaceted. What a beautiful, beautiful story.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can bring
Listen, thank you for sharing your father and your grandfather. I'm telling you, he's touched so many. When, you know, just let me play. I mean, it resonates even still until this day. Just let me play. You know, so thank y'all for sharing him with us.
Yep, we're not going to keep y'all. We're going to go final words. Thank you guys for coming. We look for updates for next year and all through the year, whatever you guys got going. You know, we're going to talk about it because y'all family, and Sif is really family. So, and now Trisha on the board, all y'all family. It's all good. Final words. We're going to let y'all get back to y'all Wednesday.
Hey, for me, the thing is it's great being a part of this family, man. You have no idea some of the things that come with it. Perks. I play different places, and when I say Chris Sifford, they automatically make the association. But I'm the loudmouth Sifford. Julia and Charles are a little bit more reserved than I am, and so anytime that I get in front of someone of influence, I always speak about, and when I talk about influence, I'm talking about financial influence. I always speak about academy. Well, Sif, what do you think? What's the next play? What do you need? I said there needs to be an academy. There needs to be a Charlie Sifford Academy, and that's the pinnacle for me. So anytime that I get in front of anyone who has financial, matter of fact, the guy I went to school with, Kevin Plank, who owns Under Armour. Every time that we talk, I said, Kevin, we need an academy. We need a sponsored Charlie Sifford Academy. And so now we can funnel kids into the academy, and then we can produce our own. And instead of sending them other places. So the pinnacle for me is Charlie Sifford Academy. And I think once we get that, Big Daddy up in the sky will be looking down and he'll be smiling.
Beautiful. Let's get that up too. Love it. Love it. Final words, Trish.
Oh no. Everybody that came on, thank y'all so much for joining us. Julia, Charlie Jr., Russ. I mean, y'all in the pits doing all the great work. So, just thank you for, allowing me to be a part of it, and whenever I can be a part of it. And just we're looking forward to next year. And thank you so much for coming on the show. And again, thank you for sharing, Dr. Sifford with us. I mean, more than you even know.
Exactly. Touched all of our lives. Any one of you guys final words, or all three of you, whatever you got to say before we head out?
I just thank you guys for, I think this is the third time Julia and I have been on. It's great to be able to talk to you guys and other people that listen to the show that know more about my father, what he's done, and what the family is trying to do to help the younger generation get more involved in golf, education, and make their lives better. That's one thing my father wanted to do. He two things he wanted to do. He wanted us to play golf, and when he ran into the obstacles that he did run into, he wanted to make it a little bit easier for the people coming up behind him to have a chance to play. And hopefully that it open up more doors, get more recognition, and inspire some other young kids that want to play the game.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Beautiful. All right, you guys, you have it. We've been blessed. They are family, the first family of golf for us. Treat them kindly, treat them with respect. They're doing great work. They're putting our young kids in colleges, and they're inspiring a whole new generation and generations to come. That is what a true legacy is, when you inspire generation after generation after generation to do better and be better. On that note, guess what? We out.
Y'all owe me money, Cleveland.